Hey guys, and welcome back with a kind of new background. So, yes, I know that you're seeing this big soft light in the mirror here and you're seeing my setup. Let's just ignore that, and that proves that you don't need a lot to start a YouTube channel. You basically can just use your phone, which I'm recording on. So, yeah, that might look interesting back there, but just focus on me. Just focus on me. Hey, Martina. So I want to get into self-discovery, but I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I don't know what self-discovery is, and I don't know why it's even relevant. Well, good questions that you're asking. Let us talk about it. What is self-discovery? Self-discovery for me is you discovering yourself, if we were to take it very literal, but it is rather you going on a journey to understand who you are, to understand and grasp who God created you to be. And then also, whilst you're on that journey, getting to know yourself more and more, whilst you're on that journey, you're also uncovering things, thinking patterns, experiences, traumas, belief systems, and all of that, like your whole patterns. You're discovering all of your patterns whilst you're on this self-discovery journey. And whilst you're on that journey, which by the way is a lifelong journey, why is it lifelong? Well, the older you get, the more you understand, the more you experience, the more people you get to know, the more conversations you get to have, the more. And the more you age, the more you understand life and understand yourself in your life situation, then you can look back. You can kind of like, compare. You can do this, you can do that. And that's why it's a lifelong journey. And I committed myself to this lifelong journey because I feel like it is the best gift that you can give to yourself to actually embark on this journey of self-discovery. And let me give you a warning here. Self-discovery, as cool as it sounds, as exciting as it sounds, comes with its moments. Moments where you're like, yeah, let me not go any deeper because that hurts. Let me not go there and open that box. Let me just shove that box away and go to the other box because, my life has a lot of boxes and you tend to skip a few things. You tend to skip a few things that make you uncomfortable, where you feel like, oh, that part isn't healed. It's all part of it. So it's not all exciting and adventurous, but also comes with a lot of pain, comes with a lot of biting your tongue moments, where you're looking back and you're like, oh my days, was I really like that? Like, did I do that? And you're ashamed, and then regret comes up. But all I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't feel any resentment, any grief, any bitterness, any anger, not even feel awkward about yourself, because fact is, you are a product of who your environment and society created you to be. And ever since you were born, you were influenced. And for many of us, living in the Western world, we kind of get good influence, but at the same time, we also get impacted very negatively, as in, like thinking in boxes, thinking in systems, being very rational, being very in our heads, not really tuning into ourselves, into our hearts, into our intuition. And I'm not saying this in a way of, you have to be like all airy and free and walk through life all airy and free without actually being rational and, considering things to be more like logical, right? But it's also like we are too caught up in being realistic and things having to be evident and things having to be fact-based and numbers and paper, and like you go to school, you get a degree, you get a paper handed out, then you go to like apply for a job and you have to hand a paper out that proves that you are qualified, all of that thing. But it's not the real thing. It's actually just you working towards something that in many cases, like some do purposely study something because they see themselves in that job. If that's the case, great, because you found your passion, you found your purpose. But the majority just study something, just to study something, just to get a job, live comfortably, and sometimes not even live comfortably, but actually live in survival mode. And they just settle and think that this is what life is about. And it's not. Life is so much more than just existing in the system, existing in the society, and fitting in the society. It's more of you stepping out of your comfort zone. It's more of you stepping out and doing the things that you want in your heart. Like I've talked about in my previous YouTube video here, how to know your heart desires and to follow your heart desires and the importance of our hearts. And yeah, again, here the emphasis most of the time is to be very logical and to think with our heads. And we think that shadow being lifted on you limiting yourself, and then it's all like it all stems in your brain. Yeah, it does. Like limiting beliefs do stem in your brain, but actually your brain is not the highest power, not the highest authority, I would say, in your body. It's actually your heart. So it's your heart, then it's your brain, and then it's your, I don't know, gotta do research on that, but so the art is actually heart, head, and then whatever follows, maybe gut, and I don't know. See, that's also part of self-discovery, because you get to discover like what is the, like, I would say, order of how my body like functions, or where like decisions and influence and reactions like come from, like in the order. And also like literally the gut part, right? Y'all, my gut has been giving me issues the last months. Now I'm good, thank God, and it will stay like that because I'm really like paying attention to what I'm eating, although I'm definitely not eating the food that I wish I would, because I don't really have a farm nearby. So I really like life end goal for me is to like only eat organic, proper food. Also to how's it called? To cultivate my own food. Is it called like that? To like grow my own food, grow my own plants. That is actually like the real source of healthy, nutritious food, and not necessarily what we get in the supermarket, especially if it's produced and not like grown out of something. Health nutritionists and people that are really like in tune with health and wellness are very aware of gut health and how important the gut is to protect our guts, because dehiscence also stem from our gut. Let's just leave it at decision. That's even better. Let's leave it at that. So yeah, it really does play a very significant role, more than we actually think, to also like focus on the nutrition part. But that's a topic that I'm not really deep into, so I cannot really touch on it because I'm also like learning. But this is also part of self-discovery, like understanding how your body functions, what your body can digest and what not, why it can digest it and why it can't digest it. Understanding why certain body parts hurt, like just understanding yourself. Now, the next thing about self-discovery is also identity. And identity is a very huge, if not the biggest part of self-discovery, because identity is who you are, who you were created to be, who you're supposed to be, what your purpose is, what your passions are, what your talents are, your way of being, your way of thinking, and everything like that. So identity is a huge topic. And y'all, I know that identity is, if not one of the main targets through media. Like our identities are like the main targets when it comes to advertising, when it comes to influencing, when it comes to this, when it comes to that. Because everything we consume kind of leads back to us questioning either ourselves, our lives, our decisions, our thinking, our everything. Identity is always like very, very, how's it called? Very, oh, I know what it's called. Empfindlich. Fragile. Got it. Okay, so our identity is very fragile, like, or it's a very fragile topic because we kind of either pretend to know who we are or fake to know who we are. But deep down, this voice, this deep question within us, we're like, the heck am I here to do? The heck am I? Like, who am I? And, you know, then we tend to scroll social media, scroll other people's lives, compare ourselves to even family. Doesn't have to be like only online, of course. And you think that, for example, a family member, because you're born in this family, that you are part of their identity, like their identity is your identity, so you try to become like that, a family member. But actually, you have your own identity. You are an individual. You have your own everything, actually. And you're here to discover yourself. You're here to discover who you are, why you think the way you do, why you're different than other people, because each and every single one of us is different. I mean, let's take a moment and just think about that. Like, how crazy is that? I don't know how many people live in this world. Like, let me actually check. Wait. Okay, so let's go with world population. Yeah, life. Okay, that's good. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't know if I can actually, if I'm saying it correctly. So it's 8,086,967,910, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Wow. I mean, just look for yourself. I don't know if you can like see it. Can you? I hope so. So, okay, so 8 billion people. Interesting. 313,227, 8, 9, 31, 35, 37, 30. Whoa. Births today. Okay, so there are more births than death. Means that's a good thing. There's more light than darkness. There's more good than bad. There's more birth than death. But also 141,775, 6, 7 deaths. That's kind of crazy. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, just looking at these digits, they are like updating so rapidly. Yeah, it kind of feels odd. Okay, so let's put that away. But I mean, ain't that crazy? Like, that shows how crazy life is. Like, I mean, these past digits, how many births are happening right in the second, how many deaths are also happening right in the second. It's crazy, but we are 8 billion, more than 8 billion people on this planet. Each 8 plus billion people, human beings on this planet are different. Like, put that on your mind. Like, try to think about it. Like, there is only one version of yourself. There's only one version of me. There's only one Martina that looks like me, that talks like me, that sees the world like me, that smells like me, that everything. One version. And same for you. How crazy is that? And that just proves like how good God is, because he could have said like, you know, let's be lazy. 8 billion. Try to create 8 billion people, make them different. Each and every single one of them. Like, that is so crazy. Well, anyways, yeah. So we're all individuals and we all have different life paths. Since I grew up in this situation, I'm supposed to be like that other person that grew up with me. No, because you're completely different. And that's why I'm always like so upset when people try to strive to be someone else. That is the worst thing that you can do to yourself. Striving to be someone else. Like, yeah, sure, you can have someone you can look up to. And as I've also touched on in a YouTube video, I don't remember which it was. Hopefully, whilst editing, I'll remember which it was. But I realized that unfortunately, we lack role models. That's the thing. We lack role models. And that's why I actually wish that there are more like role models in our lives. But a role model is not someone you're trying to like completely imitate and be. It's just someone you aspire and look up to for, you becoming a better version of yourself. But to strive to be like someone else is a big assault against yourself. And I'm aware that many people are not happy with themselves, and that's why they tend to do that. Definitely aware of that. But let me try to explain you this. The way you are right now, whether you're happy with yourself or unhappy with yourself, it's in your hands for your circumstance, for your current state to change. It's in your hands. And it's not in the hands of somebody else, or the hands of the future, or the hands of destiny, or the hands of God, or the hands of astrology, how the moon falls, or whatever. Whatever you're waiting on, whatever outside thing you're waiting on to impact you from the inside, child, you can wait for ages. You can wait for ages and ages and ages until you realize, wait a minute, I have to do that? Oh, damn. Oh, sorry, I don't want to swear. But like, really? Me? I don't want to do that. That is exhausting. I really have to like get out of my comfort zone. I really have to force myself to do that. Yeah, you better. Because if it's not you, then no one else will. And that's a thing, right? We tend to blame other people and circumstances for life situations. But deep down, it is on you, because there's also a saying that you cannot obviously change people, although some of us still try, and I include myself to those people, especially in the past, because I just really thought the more empathetic, the more people pleasing, the more loving, the more what else? The attached and prayerful as well you are, the more you can change people. But I also understood that you can't, no matter how good you mean for other people to change, if you have like the best intentions for them, they can't because they have a free will, and they can because they make their own decisions, whether it's good decisions or bad decisions, but they decide for themselves. So for you to waste your precious lifetime to try to change someone who's important to you, I hate to break it down to you, but it's a waste of time. And it really upsets me as well, because believe me, I spend so much precious lifetime myself to change people in my life that I really deeply care about. And the minute that I stopped that, because I realized that, and as soon as I realized that, I was still like, nah, because sometimes I can be stubborn, I admit that. After the stubbornness phase, I accepted the fact, I accepted the reality, I looked reality in the face, knowing, okay, I cannot change them. So what can I do? What I can do is to step back, to think about me, to think about, like, maybe reflect, like, why do I want them so badly to change? Like, what does this say about myself that I want other people to change so badly? And then it kind of reflected to me, it kind of mirrored me so desperately wanting to change other people actually shows that I wanted to be so occupied with other people's lives because the pile of my life that just went bigger and bigger and bigger because I got distracted, because I focused on the wrong things, because I believed in the wrong things, got bigger and bigger and bigger. And every once in a while I look back and I'm like, oh, Oops. Yeah, who's gonna clean that mess up? It's you and me. It's me, myself, and I, and God. Me, myself, and God. Not me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and God. Literally, because me, myself, and God cleaned up this mess that I've unwillingly and unpurposely created in my life. And that actually just shows you can be very like self-aware and love yourself and really just want to see the best in other people. And although these intentions are so, so, so good and needed in the society, it can at the same time also be your downfall. That is heavy. That was a heavy pill for me to swallow. That was like this matrix thing, like which pill do you want? The red one or the blue one? I took the red one because I was like, let me just face reality. I realized as it reflected me, what does it say about me? Okay, I realized this pile in the back is like, getting bigger and bigger and I'm running away from it. But what is the end result? Like, what is the after effect of this behavior, of you focusing too much on other people? Well, the end result is you having to go on a self-discovery journey to understand who you are, your pain, to heal from your pain, and to fall in love with yourself, to be compassionate with yourself, to prioritize yourself, and to take care of yourself because nobody else will. And that was a big learning curve. And I'm laughing about it because, yeah, I mean, I'm not crying about it, but it's really heavy and deep stuff. It's actually good that I'm laughing about it because, you could be like the opposite and just be completely devastated and be like, oh my gosh, like my whole life, I threw my life away. No, as long as you're still alive, you're good. You can decide tomorrow, today, in the second to be a different and better or your actual version. It doesn't always have to be like a better version. Like we always strive to become a better selves, which is very important and key and should be like your lifelong goal. But like being yourself, like understanding who you are right now and how you can improve already helps you instead of like facing this new big pile of possibilities of who you can be. Because this is where we, like also myself, get caught up with. Because, oh yeah, that's also me. So, I'm reflecting live on camera. I'm reflecting myself live on camera, but this is good. Because as I said, I'm on my self-discovery journey and I want to take you along because this is a lifelong journey, literally. So, here I am, like drawing these metaphors, drawing these pictures of this pile of my past, piling up because I neglected myself, because I put other people on a pedestal and put myself down there. Because I was like, also not because out of self-hate. Some people do it out of self-hate. I didn't do it out of self-hate. I actually did it because I knew that I'm capable of stepping back. I knew I'm capable of being the last one to receive something that I wish for. I was always okay with putting myself like behind because I was like, no, put the others first. Like, I'm good. Yeah, I mean, it can be positive, but oftentimes it's just unfortunately not positive. Like this attitude of, oh, no, I'm good. Take care of yourself. I'm good. No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. Thanks. Like, I can wait. No worries. No, I'm already waiting for a while, so 10 years plus, doesn't matter. So, okay, back to the picture. That reality or that past versus the future me. I get so caught up in my future self because I always knew deep down who I am, what potential I have. Although, like, when I was a child, unfortunately, I don't have that many, like, childhood memories, and I don't know why. I'm also, like, uncovering that reality, like, why I'm not so, like, in tune with my little version, like, little Martina. Like, who was she? How did she think? How did she feel? That kind of also hit me, because as I shared that with my friends, they were like, oh, girl. And I was like, is that bad? Like, some people aren't like that, like, you know? But I actually don't think that I knew as a child who I wanted to be. So I guess I didn't like strive to become a teacher or a doctor or something like that. I guess I wanted to be a singer, but that was more like in my teenage years. I don't know. So yeah, I gotta do some healing and uncovering there as well. But as I said, like I'm so occupied with my future version because I know who she is. And I also see like in the present right now that I'm becoming her more and more, like me stepping out and talking and being open and vulnerable and also like sharing my wisdom, letting God use me to actually voice whatever needs to be voiced is part of my future best version. So I'm always like looking towards her. It's like I'm running towards that mountain and I'm like, okay, I'm close, I'm close, I'm close. But like that's a live aha moment that I just got. It's like I'm stuck between the past and the future and not really wanting to deal with the present moment, which is also not a good thing. That is also a hard pill to swallow because it doesn't mean that I'm running away from my life, but I'm just more occupied to become someone who I want to be instead of also like putting emphasis on who I am currently. And yeah, so that's why I got more into wellness, why I got more into understanding my heart, understanding who like what my actual purpose is, not just like saying, I guess my purpose is to do this and that, but no, actually like spending time in prayer, spending time with God, spending time reading the Bible, spending time being in nature, spending time doing the things that I really enjoy, that like get me out of my head, but more in my body, more in my heart, more in my feelings, and let me just get into this flow state. And yeah, that really just brings me so much peace because I realize we get so caught up in who we want to be or who we were that we don't actually nurture our current self. Because yes, you are the product of your past, but your future is so bright and you can impact it now. So for you to solidly focus on the future, I don't know, like it's like it's like we're missing a big step doing this. And I'm not only doing that in my like development, but also like in my career, in my business journey as well. I realized that I always like knew how my company, how my enterprise, how my empire is going to look. And because I know how the end result, although of course because I'm not God I don't really see it clearly, and along the way it will change and he will always like put the biggest cherry on top because our minds are limited and that's why we cannot like picture the final result like as it will be in reality. But I'm like, I know where and how this should look. So yeah, I'm not there right now, so I feel like it's not it. But how do you get there? Like, there are so many roads in between to your end goal. And for us to like determine and say, nope, that's not it, is quite foolish. And I learned that. I learned that in my first founding year. And I'm really happy about it. But yeah, so not drifting off too much to business, but that's the thing. So we get so caught up in the past or in the future that we don't deal with our current version. And this is where I'm going to end this because we can talk about this forever and ever and ever. But just to say that you're not alone. You're not alone. And I feel you, especially if you feel like nobody understands me, if you don't understand yourself even, which is kind of worse than nobody understanding you. But I'm just saying that it's really a journey. Like self-discovery really is a journey. And life will be confusing most of the times. You won't always like have these highs. But you are definitely also not meant to only live on your lows. Like, this is not what life is about either. So it really just falls back to you understanding that you have more impact and control over your life than you think, that you shouldn't focus on other people, that you shouldn't be doing what other people are doing because you perhaps also want to be there where they are, but your path will be different. So yeah, that's that. I hope and pray that this episode really has episode. Oh, now I'm talking on podcast terms. Talking about podcasts. My latest podcast episode has been released as well. So you can click the link down below and check out Redefined Talks, where I have genuine conversations with like-minded people, but also like eye-opening conversations that also go into self-discovery. So if you're a podcast fan, then definitely check it out down below. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all the other platform streams that there are. So check it out. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that this has really blessed you. Follow me at Spirit Matcha on Instagram if you want more lifestyle related and well-being content. And also hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified each time I upload if you enjoy this type of content. So thank you. Comment down below how this video has impacted you, and until next time then, bye.